In this enlightening video, we dive into the realm of addiction recovery, focusing on the 12-step program. This transformative journey, first charted by Alcoholics Anonymous, has been a beacon of hope for countless individuals grappling with addiction. The program's premise is simple yet profound. Surrender to a higher power and conscientiously work through 12 specific steps to achieve and maintain abstinence. Since its inception in 1938, the 12-step program has been embraced and adapted by a multitude of support groups, demonstrating its flexibility and enduring relevance. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution, but a versatile framework that can be tailored to accommodate diverse cultural and spiritual beliefs. Remember, the road to recovery is not a sprint, but a marathon. The program's efficacy largely depends on individual commitment and willingness to change. Just like any other journey, the time it takes to complete the 12 steps varies greatly from person to person. So are you ready to delve into the depths of this transformative program? Buckle up. Before we go any further, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Before we unravel the 12-step program, let's first understand the science behind addiction. Addiction is not merely a lack of willpower or moral failing. It's a complex interplay of biological and psychological factors that influence our brain and body in profound ways. Let's begin with the biological aspect. When a person engages in an addictive behavior, whether it's consuming alcohol or using drugs, the brain's reward system is stimulated. This system, which includes areas like the ventral tegmental area, the nucleus accumbens, and the prefrontal cortex, releases a neurotransmitter called dopamine. Dopamine is responsible for the feelings of pleasure and reward. Over time, the brain adapts to these surges of dopamine and starts to need more of the substance to feel the same level of pleasure, leading to dependence and ultimately addiction. Then, there's the psychological aspect. Various studies have shown that addiction often co-occurs with mental health disorders such as anxiety and depression. This implies that individuals with these conditions are more vulnerable to developing addiction, as they may use substances as a form of self-medication. Furthermore, the stress of enduring addiction can exacerbate these mental health issues, creating a vicious cycle that's hard to break. The biological and psychological aspects of addiction are intricately linked. For instance, the changes in the brain due to addiction can lead to altered mood and behavior, further fueling the psychological aspect of addiction. This is why a comprehensive approach, like the 12-step program, is essential in treating addiction, as it addresses both these aspects. Now that we've grasped the science behind addiction, we can better understand how the 12-step program combats this. Now let's dive into the heart of the matter, the 12 steps. These steps are not just a list to be ticked off. They're a journey, a transformative path that can lead to a life free from the shackles of addiction. First up is step 1, the admission of powerlessness over addiction. This isn't about weakness, but about recognizing that addiction is a powerful foe that we can't tackle alone. It's the first step towards seeking help and starting the recovery process. Step 2 is about believing that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Now, this isn't necessarily about religion, but about acknowledging that we need outside help to overcome addiction. It could be a higher power, a trusted friend, or a support group. Whatever gives us hope and strength. Step 3 is making the decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of this higher power. It's about surrendering control, accepting help, and trusting the process. Step 4 involves making a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. This step is about self-reflection, about understanding our strengths and weaknesses, our mistakes and successes. It's about taking an honest look at our past to better understand our present. Step 5 is about admitting to our higher power, to ourselves and to another human being, the exact nature of our wrongs. It's about confession, about unburdening ourselves of guilt and shame. Step 6 is about being entirely ready to have our higher power remove all these defects of character. It's about preparing ourselves for change, for letting go of old habits and ways of thinking. Step 7 is humbly asking our higher power to remove our shortcomings. This is a step of active seeking, of asking for help and guidance in our journey towards recovery. Step 8 involves making a list of all persons we have harmed and being willing to make amends to them all. This step is about acknowledging the impact of our addiction on others and taking responsibility for our actions. Step 9 is about making direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. It's about making things right, healing old wounds, and starting fresh. Step 10 involves continuing to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitting it. It's about ongoing self-reflection and honesty, about learning from our mistakes and striving to do better. Step 11 is about seeking through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with our higher power, praying only for knowledge of its will for us and the power to carry that out. It's about spiritual growth, about finding peace and purpose in our lives. And finally, step 12. Having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps, we try to carry this message to other addicts and to practice these principles in all our affairs. It's about giving back, about helping others on their journey to recovery. These steps are not just a guide, but a path towards a life free from the shackles of addiction. You may wonder, does this really work? Let's look at the evidence. The 12-step program, emerging from its humble beginnings back in 1938, has been a beacon of hope for countless individuals grappling with addiction. But we're here to talk about more than just hope. We're here to talk about evidence, about research, about the cold, hard facts that underscore the efficacy of the 12-step program. Several studies have shown that this approach, particularly for those with substance use disorders, can significantly increase the likelihood of long-term abstinence. The 12-step program isn't a quick fix, it's a journey, and the average time to complete these steps varies greatly. Yet it's the very nature of this journey, the individual commitment it requires, that makes it so effective. The American Addiction Centers, among many others, have adopted the 12-step program as a core part of their treatment model, and that's not without reason. This program isn't just about addressing addiction on a surface level, it's about digging deep, about surrendering to a higher power, about working through each step to achieve and maintain abstinence. It's a holistic approach that addresses not just the physical, but also the psychological and spiritual aspects of addiction. Variations of the 12 steps have been developed to cater to different cultural and spiritual beliefs, further expanding the reach and impact of this program. And while the religious aspect of the program may pose challenges for some, it's the essence of community, of shared struggle and shared triumph, that truly sets the 12-step program apart. So, does the 12-step program work? The research says yes. The countless recovery journeys say yes. And that's why, despite the challenges and criticisms it may face, the 12-step program continues to be a fundamental pillar in the realm of addiction recovery. As we can see, the 12-step program has been instrumental in countless recovery journeys. A crucial component of the 12-step program is peer support. Let's explore why it's so pivotal. Peer support is like a lifeline in the turbulent sea of recovery. It provides a source of understanding, empathy, and shared experience that is often absent in other aspects of an individual's life. Peer support in the context of the 12-step program is not just about camaraderie, but also about mutual growth and learning. The concept of peers supporting each other is deeply embedded in the 12-step program. It's about more than just attending meetings together, it's about building relationships that fortify the commitment to recovery. When one person shares their experience, strength, and hope, it acts as a beacon of light for others navigating the murky waters of addiction. In fact, the 12-step program is structured to embrace the power of peer support. The 12th step itself involves carrying the message of recovery to others struggling with addiction, thereby emphasizing the cyclical nature of giving and receiving support. Peer support also plays a significant role in fostering a sense of belonging. Addiction can be an isolating experience, and the feeling of being part of a community that understands can be incredibly healing. This sense of belonging can boost self-esteem, reduce feelings of shame, and promote positive change. Moreover, peer support can help individuals develop new skills and strategies for coping with the challenges of recovery. From learning how to manage cravings to cultivating healthier relationships, the insights gained from peers can be invaluable. It's also worth noting that peer support isn't confined to the walls of a meeting room. With technology today, support can be accessed anytime, anywhere, which can be a lifeline during difficult moments. Peer support, therefore, is not just a nice-to-have element of the 12-step program. It's a fundamental aspect that can significantly enhance the recovery journey. It's about understanding and empathy, about shared struggles and shared victories, about giving and receiving support in a non-judgmental space. Peer support, as we've seen, can be a powerful ally in the battle against addiction. No approach is without its criticisms. The 12-step program is no exception. While the 12-step program has been a lifeline for many on the path to recovery, it's not without its share of challenges and criticisms. One such criticism is the program's religious undertones. The concept of surrendering to a higher power, a cornerstone of the 12-step process, can be a stumbling block for those who struggle with the idea of a traditional God or are non-religious. Another challenge lies in the program's one-size-fits-all approach. The 12 steps are designed to be universally applicable, regardless of the nature or severity of the addiction. However, this broad applicability may not cater adequately to the individual nuances and complexities of every person's journey with addiction. It's also worth noting that the program's efficacy is largely dependent on individual commitment. Not everyone finds it easy to adhere to the steps rigorously, and the time it takes to complete the steps can vary widely. This lack of a defined timeline can lead to frustration and a sense of stagnation in some individuals. Critics also argue that the 12-step program's emphasis on powerlessness over addiction can inadvertently perpetuate a sense of victimhood, rather than fostering self-reliance and resilience. This can potentially hinder an individual's progress towards long-term recovery. Lastly, while the program promotes peer support, it does not offer professional therapeutic intervention. For those with co-occurring mental health issues, this lack of professional support can be a significant drawback. Despite these challenges, the 12-step program continues to be a beacon of hope for many. It's important to remember that recovery is a highly personal journey, and what works for one may not work for all. The 12-step program, with its emphasis on community, acceptance, and spiritual growth, remains a valuable tool in the fight against addiction. We've taken a comprehensive look at the 12-step program for addiction recovery. We've journeyed together through the science of addiction, the intricacies of the 12 steps, and the powerful role of peer support in overcoming addiction. We've also acknowledged the challenges and criticisms of the program, reminding ourselves that there is no one-size-fits-all solution to recovery. This video has underscored the importance of seeking help when dealing with addiction. Remember, it's not a sign of weakness, but a step of courage. The 12-step program, dating back to 1938, has helped countless individuals in their journey towards a healthier life. It is a testament to the power of self-reflection, acceptance, and community support. We delved into the science behind addiction, reminding ourselves that it's not a choice, but a disease that affects the brain. It's not about lack of willpower, but about rewiring our neural pathways, a feat easier said than done. We dissected each of the 12 steps, exploring how they help individuals to confront their addiction, accept their flaws, make amends, and strive for a lifestyle of continuous improvement. We emphasize that the journey through these steps isn't a sprint, but a marathon, and the finish line is a life of sustained sobriety. We highlighted the efficacy of the 12-step program, backed by research and countless success stories. However, we also acknowledged its challenges and criticisms, emphasizing the importance of individualizing the recovery process. And crucially, we stressed the power of peer support in recovery, a cornerstone of the 12-step program. The sense of community, understanding, and shared experiences can be a lifeline during the often lonely journey of recovery. But beyond all, remember that the journey to recovery is yours. It's okay to seek help. It's okay to lean on others. It's okay to stumble, because every step you take, no matter how small, is a step towards a healthier you. If you found this video useful, please leave a comment below. And before you go, thank you so much for watching our video, and please make sure to subscribe to our channel. If you want to quit taking cocaine, watch the video on your screen next. Remember, you're not alone in your journey to recovery. Reach out, seek help, and take that first step towards a healthier life. Finally, remember to use our calorie and protein calculator in the description below to kickstart and track your fitness journey. It can be your companion and accountability partner on your journey to better health.